Boys and girls, it's your boy McGamer recording on a windy day, and today we're going to be doing part 3 of What If Naruto Had a Stand. And so, right where I left off was where pretty much almost all the sound tuning, or really just sound getting and sand getting, just try to jump Naruto and are trying to take Sasuke. Since I believe I did give Sasuke the curse mark, and if I didn't, well, he got bit. And so, Naruto, sure, he could beat like Kakashi in a fight. Sure, he could probably beat Guy with his weight still on. But taking on practically almost an entire village, and not just one but two villages, that's gonna be, a bit way too much for Naruto. So Naruto would end up getting defeated, but not before taking out at least 6,000 of them, and then completely exhausting himself out since he didn't use anything else except for his stand. Because he wouldn't actually use the Shadow Clone Jutsu, as, they're just gonna gang bang on the Shadow Clones and just one hit will take them out unless he puts a lot of chakra into them. So, my mans would exhaust himself and wouldn't have a lot of time to run, since I will say that Starlight River has a cooldown of 30 seconds, and I don't think they're just gonna sit there, unlike what they did with Madara. They're not just gonna sit there and wait for him to just get back up to full strength, because they're not that stupid. Maybe the Sand Ninja would, but, the Sound Ninja would be putting pressure with their sound jutsus and stuff. And so, Naruto would end up getting stuck in a genjutsu with a stand automatically coming out, because, prevents all harm from befalling him unless the stand, somehow gets found out about, and they don't have any dojutsus anywhere else. And even if they did have, the Katekurigan, they still wouldn't be able to really see the stand. They would just see pretty much nothing. But, they would have sensory ninja, so they would be telling him that there's an invisible person protecting him. So Naruto would be put under genjutsu to forget everything that happened, because, if I wouldn't do that, then he would just come after Sasuke, blind him, send him straight to the Hokage, and have the curse mark ripped off of him. And so, or practically just sealed so heavily to the point where it's like, it wouldn't matter if he had the curse mark anyway, it's gone, and he ain't unsealing it. Like, they would just be stacking seals upon seals on the curse mark until they could just easily rip off the curse mark. So, Naruto would be knocked out from using too much chakra, and Sakura, lol, she's not gonna do much. She's pretty much just gonna be beat by like a sand Genin, and bro, we saw what the sand Jonin can do. And what they practically do if they toss their ninja tools at them and say, hell up, can I pick up my weapon? They don't know any jutsus, bro, that's the thing. They barely even know any jutsu, so they'll just toss their weapon and be like, alright, can I pick up my weapon again? You saw the war, bro. You saw the war arc. You saw what they did. So yeah, the sand would just completely annihilate Sakura. I'm talking raped, bro. It's over for her. Gang bang. And Naruto practically wouldn't care that much, because in this what if, he would be more calm and he just wouldn't care all that much about Sakura, since she never really cared about him. She only cared about that Uchiha, bro. That Uchiha, dude. That, why do you smell like hatred and revenge? Because I got that Sasuke. So, Sakura over there getting gangbanged, whole up raped. And, Naruto would be knocked out at the moment. They would think that it's the Nine Tails, so they would seal the Nine Tails, even though he's not even using any of the Nine Tails power. So, they would just leave one scroll next to Naruto to think that, oh yeah, Sasuke probably just got knocked out. he got knocked out, but they managed to get the scroll anyway. So Orochimaru would still put the curse mark on Sasuke and would immediately leave while also putting a genjutsu on Sasuke telling where Orochimaru is and to go meet him there around the third part of the exams, the finals. And so Sasuke would still go to Orochimaru, but not right now. And Naruto would end up waking up again, taking the scroll, and would take Sasuke and Sakura, Sakura, and he would take them back to the tower, and they would put in their scrolls. And when Iruka would ask what happened to Sasuke and Sakura, he'll just say that, oh yeah, they were just beat up badly in the fight. So they would be getting patched up. And so the third Hokage still does his whole announcement about how there's too many Genin, so they're gonna have to remove some. Luckily, nobody died. I mean, bro, Sakura went up against anybody else, dude. I think she wouldn't make it. She's not gonna make it, bro. So, Sakura versus Ino. I'ma just say that, like, when it comes to training, I'ma say Ino at least knows a little bit of training since she does know the mind transfer jutsu. So, Ino would just completely whack Sakura even worse. Or really, none of them were really whacking each other. It was more like just tossing hits. Because all she has is the basic clone jutsu. And even then, Ino was getting beat up probably barely about those. So, yikes. And the fact is that she thinks she got hurt. She thinks she got hurt. Because the basic clone jutsus can't even hurt you. They're more like a genjutsu. A ninjutsu genjutsu. So yeah, Ino would still beat Sakura. And then, Naruto versus Kiba. I mean, it's gonna be kind of like what if Naruto was a Uzumaki and Senju. Except, I mean, instead of just stopping his fang over fang and just, slapping him, taking his chakra, forcing him to quit, Naruto would end up just blinding him, which Kiba wouldn't think that's so bad. And it would end up making the light go up so much that the light actually makes high-pitched sound, which would end up stunning Kiba and Akamaru, and them not being able to do anything except scream out in pain, because their poor ears are getting assaulted, and nobody else could really hear it, except all they just hear is just a slight buzz. And so Kiba and Akamaru would end up giving up. So Sasuke versus, I don't even know his name, that father character. I mean, their fight would still go as usual. People would begin being sus about the fact that he has the curse mark. Kakashi would still meet up with Orochimaru and threaten to fight him when this Kakashi ain't even that strong yet. Like, Kakashi will stay the same. And we all know Kakashi wasn't even strong enough to fight, Orochimaru. While I do believe, the Kakashi from the war I could easily deal with Orochimaru, the pedophile. So he would still try to threaten Orochimaru, and then after Orochimaru leaves, because Kakashi ain't worth his time, Kakashi would start to curse himself for even threatening a Sanin. So the 1 month training, Naruto would end up just still training his stand. Wouldn't really bother with ninjutsu, genjutsu, but he would do taijutsu. So since he does have a stand to train with, I could just go on a limb and just say that his taijutsu would be as good as third gate Lee. Because, I mean, it's a stand, bro. One of the stand's punches would be close enough to fourth to fifth gate Lee with his weights off. Well, Naruto's normal punches, I mean, just in canon, they're comparable to second or third gate Lee. That's how powerful his punches were, which was actually surprising to me. And so in this what if, I'm just going to have to say that his punches are just relative to fourth gate. and his speed. I mean, stand stats are kind of just relevant to your character. So, since Naruto's stand speed is an A, Naruto's speed will have to be a B. And if you're wondering what I mean by that, like, just think of 6th Gate Lee as, or no, more like 3rd Gate Guy with his weights off. Because practically 6th Gate Lee would not be as fast or as powerful as 3rd Gate Guy. So basically, you can imagine that as how fast a stand is and how strong it is, while Naruto is just, 4th Gate Lee level. So Naruto would end up being the most feared member of the team, except for Kakashi, because, Kakashi has a long history of just being busted until Naruto came around, that is. So Naruto would end up being the most second feared member of the team. I mean, if you weren't counting Kakashi, then yeah, first. And so, I always skip over this fight for some reason. I always just go straight back to the tuning exams. Nah, this fight does kind of matter. So, when Kisame and Itachi come FBI open up on Naruto's door, they knock kindly at first, and nobody would answer. And they're wondering if this is actually Naruto's room. So they would peek in, and they would see nobody in the room. And then they would just see a small string with a piece of paper, and on the back of the piece of paper being a paper bomb that's practically condensed enough to practically make a explosion strong enough for Itachi to have to use his Tosuka blade and his I can't remember the name of his shield, dang it. Every time I try to remember something busted and OP, it always slips my mind, but I can always remember the weak stuff. I will just say that he'll just end up using the Tosuka blade to seal away the bomb before him and Kisame just get blown away in bits. And would think that Naruto clearly left that trap there, or either that or Jiraiya did. And Naruto would practically have already left the hotel and wouldn't really go to Jiraiya. He would more like just buy different clothing and hide, pretty much. And so Naruto would end up just hiding as Kisame and Itachi start running around the hotel looking for where Naruto went. And as soon as they leave, Naruto would end up going back to the hotel, seeing that nothing, is broken because Itachi sealed away the explosion, that massive explosion that could have just took the entire hotel with it. So Naruto would just be chilling back in the hotel until one of Itachi's clones would end up spotting Naruto. And so they would immediately run back, and Naruto wouldn't notice the shadow clone until a stand tells him that someone is watching them. And so Naruto would predict that it's Itachi until, he just hears the door get bust down, one, two, three, after those knocks, FBI open up, and then just hear the door just get busted down. And so Naruto would end up ducking under the door before it just slams him out the wall. And he would actually end up having to fight Kisame and Itachi. And so he wouldn't actually try to fight Kisame, knowing that, sure, this may be early Kisame, so he might not be guy level, like 7th Gate Guy. But, his stand is still only like 3rd Gate Guy with his weights off. So he wouldn't be able to even risk it anyway. So what he would end up doing is end up using Starlight River to use, Light River to end up blinding Kisame, and then would end up trying to escape, but Itachi Susanoo would end up grabbing Naruto. And so Itachi, knowing that, or technically just finding out about the fact that as long as he uses his Sharingan, he should be able to see clearly, Naruto would end up substituting with the Shadow Clone before, Itachi could try to knock him out with the Genjutsu. And Itachi would only be able to get the clone instead of actually Naruto. And so Itachi would end up just tracking Naruto and would end up chasing him. And so Naruto, cursing himself wondering why this keeps happening to him and just him, Naruto would end up making multiple shadow clones and having them all dispersed into different locations, making Itachi have to look at each shadow clone before they end up disappearing to find out which one was the real one. And since Itachi does have the Sharingan, he would easily find out that one of the Narutos are actually the real one and would end up tracking down the real Naruto and end up chasing him again. And so it basically kind of just be like a cat and mouse game, except Naruto knows that he could fight Itachi, but he knows that Kisame would be following Itachi about now since his light river would have ran out by now. And Kisame would be able to just easily track down Naruto because, I mean, he was able to track down Yamato, B, and Naruto into the secret Jinchuriki place where you're supposed to, learn how to tame your tailed beast. And if Kisame could easily do that, then, it'd be pretty easy for Kisame to be able to track down Naruto. Especially since Naruto isn't the type of person, sneak around. Or at least not that well. Since I did make him just completely break completely break Itachi and Kisame's ankles. So, Kisame would end up using Samehada and would toss it at Naruto. And Samehada would end up chasing Naruto. So it'd basically be like a three-man chase. And so Naruto would end up using his stand to slam down Samehada and would end up knocking out Samehada. And so Kisame would end up grabbing Samehada again and just putting him on his back, almost like he wasn't using it anymore. And so he would end up just flooding the entire town the same way he did when he fought Team 8, Lee, Neji, and Tenten. The same way he flooded that area, the canyon, he'll practically do that exact same thing to the town, except to a lesser extent. And so Jiraiya would be wondering who even just did that, and that it had to be a ninja. And if it wasn't coming after him, then it must be after Naruto. So, being the Sani that he is, he would easily track down Naruto, like, just snap, and he's already there. And he would be in Sage mode, knowing that whoever could just unleash this amount of power could possibly be someone from the Akatsuki, as he hasn't told Naruto about the Akatsuki yet. So Naruto would just think that it's just two random ninja that must be in, like, at least some sort of group. And they've sent two ninja after him, and he thinks that they're after him because of his Kekkei Genkai, which they're not. They're more after his tailed beast. So Naruto would end up, leaving. I can't remember his name now. Okay, yeah, so I better say Samehada. No, he would end up chasing Kisame, and so that would be Jiraiya's problem now. And Jiraiya, since Kisame doesn't have Samehada anymore because of what Naruto and his stand just did to the sword, Samehada ain't looking too good right now. He would have to face off against Jiraiya, not really being able to use his tailed beast mode. So, Jiraiya, this is like way, way earlier Kisame, meaning that he hasn't trained as much yet. And so, it's not, like, we saw the second Kisame saw Jiraiya, he was like, nah, fam, we're not doing this no more. He has the protection of a Sanin. And so, Kisame would try to back off, which Jiraiya would just use one of his summons to stop Kisame, and would end up trapping Kisame. And so it would just be Naruto versus Itachi, and Itachi, hearing all the rumors about Naruto and his stand, he would immediately get ready to use his Mangekyo Sharingan, and his stand would be able to tell that, Itachi is planning something. After all, his stand might not be so smart, but, it's at least smart enough to know when somebody's thinking of doing something. Especially being with someone like Naruto for so long, it will start to suspect things way easier. Especially since Naruto is more calm, meaning that he would have not been as book dumb as he is in the original. You know, he would actually end up studying and wouldn't be so resistant of reading a freaking book. You know, he could read a scroll that has a jutsu in it, but when it comes to reading an actual book, man's just like, no, no, I will never read a book. Nah, and that's what if he would actually be, you know, Sasuke levels of smart, and, you know, Itachi would be kind of famous for just murdering his whole freaking clan. So, he would automatically know who Itachi is. So, immediately when Itachi uses Mangekyo Sharingan, Naruto would know that if stands can't get caught in Genjutsu, then he will have to be able to only use his stand. So, he would just barely be in the radius of being able to activate a stand and would end up hiding while fighting with the stand. So, Naruto would end up not noticing that Itachi could just see through the light river, so he would end up trying to use that again, except he would toss a bunch of water around, you know, Itachi, which wouldn't be that hard to get, seeing how Kisame just flooded a whole town. And so his stand would use all of that water and use it as a reflective surface to use the light river. And so when he thinks that he has Itachi off guard, Itachi would be staring directly at his stand, wondering why it isn't going into a genjutsu. So, what Itachi thinks is that it must be like a genjutsu master or something, or some part of Naruto's protection or a jutsu. And so he would end up trying to Matarasu it, which then Naruto would just disperse his stand and then bring it back as soon as the Amaterasu's gone, and would end up using the Big Bang, except he's not bloodlusted right now, so he wouldn't just go ahead and be like 7-page Muda on this man. I'm telling you, bro, one of these days he's gonna just become so bloodlusted, probably like fighting Madara or something, that I'm just gonna have to make a new a new freaking taijutsu technique that his stand will get like the freaking 328 freaking page Muda. That's just gonna be devastating. I will tell you that right now. Like, I mean, bro, a 7-page Muda, that's gonna be like most of your bones broken. 328, alright, buddy, you're not coming back. No amount of Edo Tensei will fix that, bro. It doesn't matter if Madara's in his Edo Tensei, bro. He would only be a freaking head, dude. And the stage of 6 path tools and the truth-seeking orbs wouldn't exactly work on these stand. Since, I mean, it's kind of thinking of Madara's Limbo, except, you know, Sage of 6 Paths ain't got nothing on it. So, of course, Itachi would end up running out of chakra fast, seeing how, you know, he still has his sickness, and Naruto's much younger and doesn't actually have the chakra sickness. So he'll end up being able to use his stand for a long time. So, you know, Naruto would end up manhandling Itachi, and I know it sounds like I'm downplaying Itachi, but like, if you actually seen a stand like, I don't know, Golden Experience or Golden Experience Requiem, or even Star Platinum, or The World, you would know that I'm not actually making Naruto that busted if he was in someone like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Because in reality, they could just close their eyes whenever he uses a Starlight River, or no, Light River, and they would just close their eyes and have to stand fight for him. And as soon as the Starlight River runs out, he could just use his Big Bang, which I guess it can be compared to like Kira's Bite the Dust and Sheer Heart Attack. So practically, he's not actually that busted, seeing how Sheer Heart Attack and Kira Yoshikage just got beat by Star Platinum. And since Star Platinum can literally stop time, Naruto's stand will actually have to get close to him and able to be able to yeet him into the air, so that way, so let me just finish that sentence right there. So he could actually, you know, yeet, it's like someone like Jotaro into the air. He has to get his stand close to them, And since Johto is another stand user, he could easily see that and have freaking Star Platinum protect him. And since Star Platinum would be way more stronger than freaking Starlight River, it would end up just being annihilated. Jotaro wouldn't even have to use Zawaldo. He would literally just beat him down with just, his stands Ura. So, it's not looking that good for Naruto if he was in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Like, stands are just too much for him. So, Itachi, like I said, would end up getting manhandled by Naruto, and Itachi would be very injured and would have to literally use his substitution jutsu of just a bunch of crows popping up out of nowhere. It would end up kind of like in Naruto Shippuden, stuffing my man's mouth with a whole crow to give him some more chakra and also see what Naruto's doing. And so he would practically just use Naruto as a way of passing on intel from the Akatsuki to he would pass on the information from the Akatsuki to the Hidden Leaf. So, I mean, it's gonna be way easier for Itachi now. So, Danzo, I mean, we all know that he was still after him. I just don't want to forget that yet. He wants Naruto to work for his Anbu. I just said Anbu. Okay, that's cool. Anbu route. So, Danzo would try to persuade, Hiruzen to let Naruto out of Team 7 as he says, it's not worth this kid's time. So, Hiruzen still wouldn't do it because, he doesn't trust Danzo. Like, Danzo is like one of the most untrustable people ever. So, like, why would I, Hiruzen would just be like, why would I want to let you do that? And Danzo would be shocked that Hiruzen would even say something like that, and would try to bring up the fact that they were old teammates and that they could trust each other. And Hiruzen still wouldn't trust him, but we just gonna cut back to the Naruto fight. Itachi would end up trying to run away from Naruto, and Naruto definitely wouldn't be letting that happen. I mean, he is practically chasing Itachi down, bro. Like, my God, he is chasing Itachi, would end up using his stand to speed up. And Itachi would have to keep substituting, so he's practically close to running out of chakra, and would decide to use the last amounts of his chakra to practically use that genjutsu where he'll point at you, focus chakra into his finger, and as soon as Naruto looks at his fingers, he would be putting the genjutsu, and the stand would have to save him just smashing his head in onto the freaking grass, because they are high up in the air, since he is chasing him through the woods. So, as soon as Naruto wakes up from the genjutsu, he would know that Itachi's not his enemy, and he would know that Danzo is someone that he should be coming after. So, as soon as, Itachi comes back, takes Kisame, and tries to put Jiraiya under a genjutsu, Naruto would come up from behind Jiraiya, knock him out, let Itachi put him under a genjutsu, and would end up taking Jiraiya back to the Hidden Leaf. And, his stand, like I said, I mean, you already heard how powerful Naruto's stand is right now. So, the third part of the tuning exams, the finale, the finals, the part everybody in the Hidden Leaf and Hidden Sound and Hidden Sand is waiting for. The freaking fight between Naruto and Neji, the fight between Sasuke and Gaara, and, after that, it's pretty much no other fights that are actually that important. So, Naruto versus Gaara, what? No. Naruto versus Neji, it's gonna kind of be like a one-sided fight. Like, if you saw how bad, it was with freaking, if you saw how bad the fight went for, like, the original, it's kind of like that, but except if the roles are swapped, and now Naruto's the one beating down on Neji instead of Neji being the one beating down on Naruto. So, Neji would be surprised that Naruto has as much power, especially since he was talking all that crap earlier, talking about this is your destiny, you can't defy it. So, you know, Naruto's ending up manhandling this man worse than he did Itachi, bro. Like, Itachi, if you thought that was bad for him, bro, my man's just getting bullied over here, bro. Neji is not getting back up. He's done. One hit to the forehead, he's asleep. He's slumped, bro. He is not waking up. He's in a concussion, dude. 55 concussions. So, the fight between Naruto and Neji would end up like so fast that the audience wouldn't even know how to feel about the fight. It's just like watching Naruto because they can't see the stand. They're basically just watching Naruto stare at Neji, and Neji just starts going far away. Like, man just gets flown. Bro, man's is like the Wright brothers. They flew. Man's asleep, bro. Like, I know Neji fans out there would probably get mad at this, but like, my man's is flying, bro. It doesn't matter if he could see the stand. He doesn't have the speed to counter it. So he's just flying, my guy. He would hit the side of the walls, bro. And he would shatter the freaking wall. Bro, it's like Kakyoin when he hit the freaking water pipe, bro. He's just sitting there slumped. He's not getting back up. He doesn't want to get back up. If he gets back up, he knows what's going to happen to him. So he's just sitting there and just saying, I give up. I can't do it. I give up. So Neji would be pretty much critically injured, like the same way he went against Mr. Sniper. Still can't remember his name. Searched up his name earlier, still can't remember it. Too bad. And so he'd be more critically injured since he did get punched, socked in his face, bro. So, that fight ended so fast, audience is just quiet. And so the fight between Sasuke and Gaara, fight pretty much goes as normal. Sasuke hits the man with the Chidori. He screams, ah, my blood, my blood. And then he will do the whole Shikaku transform thing. And Tamari and Kankuro, they just both get knocked out by Naruto. And Sasuke and Naruto would be chasing down Gaara. And Naruto's stand would say, don't trust Sasuke, he's working with, and wouldn't know the name of the Sannin since, Naruto was put under a genjutsu, so he was forced to forget about that. So Naruto would be wondering who Sasuke's working with, and Sasuke would start sweating buckets and would think, I'm working with Kakashi, your sensei. And Naruto would just be thinking, that's kind of weird how my stand's acting like that. And so, they would just still be chasing Gaara. Gaara would end up changing into his version 2 One Tails cloak, which is kind of sad, bro. It was not even like a full-on chocolate cloak, bro. It's just sand. It's sand. Sasuke would end up doing some work, get bit. Now what? He gets freaking bedded into the ground, bro. He's slumped. He's in the ground crying, bro. He can't get up. He got stabbed a couple times, bro. And Naruto versus Gaara, he's not going to be as foolish. He's not going to try to pull no 1,000 years of death. He's just going to pull a stand on him and say, go ahead, Starlight River, go get him. And so, Gaara versus Starlight River would be pretty much just Gaara, since he is in his tailed beast form, would end up being able to sense the Starlight River and would end up being able to dodge it, while Starlight River would be getting a couple good punches in. And so, since Gaara really just mainly relies on his eyes to be able to see, he would just hit him with the Light River, and Gaara wouldn't be able to see anything. And so he would transform into his full Shukaku state. And so, Gaara, in his little playing possum jutsu, Shukaku would end up Shukaku would end up laughing, saying that I'm finally free, and would end up immediately going after Naruto, knowing that he's a big threat. And then, before he least expects it, it goes dark, and all he sees is a bunch of stars in the sky. Yeah, you know what's happening, bro. and he just sees the stars just go bigger and bigger. And I'm not talking like he's about to pull a freaking Frieza and just drop a big one, just take the enough key to freaking look like the sun and just drop it on this man, freaking Frieza style. Nah, he's not about to do that, bro. He's literally just taking a bunch of stars, morphing them together, taking more stars, morphing them together, and he will take his stand, alright? And he would hit that with enough force from behind, and no homo, but he would hit that with enough force from behind that sent Yukaku into the air. Everybody's seeing this happen again, and they're thinking, it must be that orange, not that orange, that freaking kid with that orange jacket with blue stripes on it. That's from the Uzumaki clan. And of course, if you're wondering how people couldn't tell he was from the Uzumaki clan, I will say that he just wears a hat in his what if, kind of the same way Jotaro does, but would end up covering his hair with the hat, so that way nobody would be able to tell. And so they're thinking it must be that kid, and if he has that Kekkei Genkai, then he must be from the Uzumaki clan. And they're just seeing it happen. A tail beast is flying. And they just see Naruto right under the tailed beast with his stand lifting him up higher and higher as his stand keeps punching him up higher and higher. And they just see Shukaku lift into the air, and then a bunch of stars pull up on the block. And you just hear Shukaku scream because he knows it's about to happen to him. And he says, "Let me go, kid. Don't do this. Think about what you're doing." And then Naruto would say, "Not after what you did to Gaara," and will literally close his hands and just watch as all the stars pull up and start literally going bigger. And as soon as they hit Shukaku and they explode, it's almost like watching the Big Bang happen in front of your eyes. And Gaara would still have the One Tails, except, you know, the One Tails wouldn't have enough chakra to stay released from Gaara, and so Gaara would be able to control the One Tails. And so Gaara would also wake up from the extreme amount of pain from his body of being in pretty much the equivalent of a small, very small Big Bang. And so Gaara would end up, you know, falling down from the sky. Naruto would end up saving him so that he doesn't die. And Shukaku is practically sealed back up because Gaara is able to control him easily. Gaara's tailed beast, Shukaku, wouldn't even be saying anything. He's literally out cold, bro. Like, he held back because he didn't want to kill Gaara with it. So Shukaku was back inside Gaara, perfectly fine, just quiet. And Gaara's wondering what happened. And he just says, why don't you go ask your tailed beast? And we'll basically have the same scene with Gaara about them both being Jinchurikis. So, you know, Naruto would end up sealing, or he would really just use a stand to seal Shukaku in with more force. Almost the same amount of force as what he's giving to the Nine Tails. So Shukaku really can't do anything. But Naruto would know that he'll have to loosen up the seal just a little bit, so that way Shukaku's chakra could flow within inside of Gaara, so Gaara doesn't die. And so Shukaku, he out of the picture, bro. He ain't here, bro. He outie. He done. He sleep. He slumped. I gotta do this every episode whenever somebody just gets 7-page mooted up into the freaking stars, bro. So yeah, I will end it right here. Also, Sasuke and all the rest of the villages would know that they have some big competition. So they will be forming an alliance against the Hidden Leaf. And before I say anything else, shout out to my boy Juice Splash. He's on my Discord server. He's the one that helped me with the idea of this what if. And so I have to freaking give him a shout out just again, because this what if wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for my man's Juice. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's your boy McGamer, and peace out. Yeah, I know my notifications are gonna be crazy by the end of this video, so you know what, you get to see what I watch. Stay cool, stay awesome, and peace out.